Howdy! In this coffee morning, you're going to hear from Marco. Now, Marco is a business owner who runs an online business in Italy. We'll hear some of the challenges that he's had with running an online business and how the business started and the one tip which he shares with us too.
Remember that you can join us live each Tuesday by going to understandinge.com/coffee-morning.
And with that said, let's dive into the coffee morning.
Okay, so that's been finished. So just mention a couple of hellos this morning. Who have we got on? Andre, good morning. Andre, I don't know if you saw my email. I did email it a little bit late. I did start at about 8 o'clock yesterday morning and then only remembered to email you about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Good morning, Del. Good morning, Physio. Good morning, Howard, Kirsty, Marco, Maria, Matt, Paul, Sam, Stephen, and Steve this morning. Okay, so moving on today. Okay, so this morning is going to be a little bit quicker than what we've had before. And let me start off again. Number one, as always, thank you for joining us this morning. So moving on rather quickly, we've got 3 topics to cover. Number one, introductions and housekeeping. And today's topic is actually going to be Marco. So we've got Marco on from Italy, and we're going to be asking Marco 3 questions about his business and what he's been up to. And again, that's something which I would like for each of you, ideally, to be involved in as well. I don't have a mic, not a problem, Andre. Okay, and we've got one topic for any other business, which we have the eBay webinar recording live from Friday. That took me and the video editor most of the weekend to edit. That's now live, and I have finished 201 questions, or answering 201 questions on that. So we'll have a look at that in a few moments. Now, as always, one house rule, there's no such thing as a daft question if you don't know the answer. Now, Marco, I'm just going to find you in the list because I can see some other people have been joined in here. So if I haven't said hello to you, apologies. Where's Marco? There he is. So I'm going to promote you to a presenter. And Marco, you may need to press the mic button at the top of your screen.
Can you hear me?
Can do indeed. How are you doing, Marco?
Oh, very well, thanks. Hi, Matt. How are you, everyone?
Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. We've got an interview with Marco, and I've got 3 questions for Marco, which is, how did your business start? What challenges have you had along the way? And what one tip would you give a fellow business owner? Now, Marco, just to explain where you are in the world, you're not in the UK, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm in Rome, in Italy.
Roma, which where we were discussing yesterday on Skype, that it's Roma, where I have my honeymoon to. It's a fantastic city.
Yes, it is indeed a fantastic city. It's very beautiful. I apologize for my English, and I will do my best, of course. And I have never been a topic before, and I'm very honored to.
Okay, we've got 3 really straightforward questions for you. So let me ask you the first one. How did your business start on eBay and online?
Okay, we are actually going back till the late 90s, where my mother first started selling coins and collectibles on eBay US, which back then was the only online good solution, and there was no eBay Italy. So and then obviously I was doing a totally different job, and then after some tests, obviously some trials with our eBay accounts, we decided to see if the products, the items we liked and we felt experts with were basically liked by other people. So we started doing some listings on eBay with buy it now prices or solutions and auction solutions, and see what the market responded, how the market responded. And then in 2008, we decided to run our family online business together, and to start our sales, our business. And now we are here with 3 eBay stores, with our core business, which is still on eBay, and with
3
other
eBay stores.
solutions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we personally think that having the same quantity of items on different eBay stores increase sales.
Yeah, sorry, let me just screw that up and throw that away. So I got the croissant delivered to me this morning. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. It's just going off topic slightly. There's an eBay seller in the auto parts category on eBay UK, and whether you knew it or not, that you had a 75% chance of buying from them because they had so many eBay accounts.
Okay.
I'm glad that you've discovered that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean, then I see that the second question is what challenges I have had along the way. This is we could speak. I would need a month to straight on to speak about the challenges. But I mean, the first challenge that comes up to my mind in one word is Italy at the moment.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I mean, waking up and working and then going to bed in Italy in one whole day is all a challenge. Everything is very difficult here in Italy at the moment and in the past. I mean, my positive thinking tells me that if I run a fairly reasonable online business from Italy, I am a good businessman because it's really full of challenges. I can start saying that online selling is still something which needs to be evolved. It's starting in Italy, where as in other countries like the UK, Germany, and Spain and France is in a different level. So. This means a lot of things. This means high returns. You can think that in Italy, buying something through eBay has a potential 15 to 20% return possibility, and I'm talking about new stuff. Imagine selling mint or second-hand items. Obviously, the return. The possibilities are very higher. So
is that because of the Italian culture there that they'll just buy it and see what it's like, and if they don't like it, they just send it back?
Yeah, I think it's basically it starts with the culture, but there are many other aspects. I think experience is a very important factor because what my personal feeling about my Italian buyers is that they are a bit careless in the whole purchase process. They don't read well the item description. They are not totally confident on what they are buying. This is very important. And yeah, I mean, there are many other challenges in Italy. I mean, employment taxes are very important because having one employee here means having 2 employees in other countries in terms of costs. We have high taxes, and this obviously is important. And another thing is bind obviously to these high costs is buying the products which sell, which you are 100% sure, obviously not 100%, but you're fairly sure that they will sell, because my business has 95% of items with quantity equal to 1, which means that every listing you create has its own costs and time costs. So this is a very important aspect that I have to be careful with.
Hmm. Okay.
And I mean, I have some other notes, but I mean, we don't have that. How much?
Yeah, well, the one most curious question which I've got for being based in Italy is that, well, Maria's questions just nailed it as well. I have a question for Marco. Why does the mail always seem to go missing in Italy? And that's what my question was going to be. What's the mail service like in
Yeah,
Italy?
that was my other point I was about to tell. Yeah. Well,
Please do.
shipping solutions are on average not very good. Courier costs are still very high. Obviously, it really depends on what you are selling, the average selling price. We have a very high range of prices. We start with $30 and we end up with $2,000. So obviously we have we propose a similar solution to everybody, but we adopt a different solution depending on the items we ship. It is very difficult to find an efficient and cost-effective solution here from Italy. But obviously, research, a lot of research and a lot of dedication, what we do brings you to a fair solution. And obviously, customer service is crucial on this point because a customer who knows that the item is coming from Italy, so and has some experience from Italy, so potentially they could have some a few days delay because I'm not really sure that there is much more than that. When they ask questions, they from myself, they receive an immediate reply, so they are reassured. And our customer service is what we think is the most important part of our business. So we've got emails and eBay apps everywhere, and we tend to reply as quick as possible because this is very important.
Yeah, because the chances of someone being there to reply it, to pick the reply up is infinitely higher within, say, 10, 15 minutes than what it would be an hour or 2 hours later.
Yeah,
So
that's really crucial when we talk about shipment, of course.
Okay, so what one kind of tip would you give to a fellow business owner, whether it's in Italy or anywhere in the world, when it comes to selling online?
Okay, I mean, I wrote a couple of notes which then I spilled my espresso on. So, I mean,
you're not the only person which just drops a whole cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, espresso looks minute and very small, but when you actually spill it on all your notes, it looks much higher in quantity. So.
I can imagine.
But I mean, I wrote down keep costs down, which is a very common thing to say, but I think in this moment, in this current moment, in worldwide, except for China, of course, we are experiencing a bit of a difficult moment, especially from Italy. So my advice is try and get the most from what you have. Try and be most efficient and most effective with what you have. Obviously, thoughtful and surgical investments have to be done on the web. But you know, internet is a very interesting solution because you can invest the right amount of money and obtain a very, very good result. So this is my first advice, of course. And another very important advice is customer service. I mean, in any kind of scale of your business, your friendship and your customer service towards your buyers is the most crucial and important thing. Selling online is a challenge, anything you sell, but improving your communication with your buyers makes them come back and makes them happy.
Indeed, and again, if you're dealing with a smaller number of potential customers, is there going to be that personal relationship? Do you find that buyers do come back to you quite frequently?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially on my web store lately. I mean, I gather a lot of customers from eBay, which obviously see also the possibility to purchase on my website, and they're very very friendly. I mean, I'm happy that the Italians look friendly also online. So
Yeah, yeah.
very good relationship starts, and we get some clients coming to our showroom in Rome when they come in vacation, and apart from selling, we have very good relationships. It's quite surprisingly sometimes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, that's fantastic, Marco. Thank you for the insight there. And again, we've left the questions like broad enough. So I was never going to ask what do you sell, how much do you make, and things like that. And the reason being, it's not about those factors. It's about how the story of how the business started and like the challenge. It's the journey as well. It's just like the same journey which me and Dave are on as well, which
Sure.
again we're due to put out another podcast because it was only in the webinar on Friday when we mentioned that we had over 1,000 members now on understandinge. Now I know a lot of them are not very active in the forums at all. Again, we need to do some work there to try and liven them up, but it is building up quite well, I think, for what is the site 4 months or so in for it. And it is, yeah, these stories always have a beginning. They've always got a middle. And yeah, we might be heading towards the end, but the end may take many years for it, which would maybe be retirement, for example.
Yeah, there's I mean, there cannot be an end especially on the web. There's always things to improve, things to. I really want to take this chance to say thank you, Matt and Dave, which is not here, who is not here, but it's very important to say a thank you live, and I think it comes from everybody because the work you're doing is just fantastic, really incredible. I personally follow you since 1 year now, and I follow your work as well. And I'm really grateful. I just wanted to say thank you.
That's really appreciated. That's really appreciated. Myself, I steer myself in a specific direction, which is that I know this stuff is really hard. At times that there isn't any quick wins or quick fixes. The one thing which I know that always works is brute force. I personally believe that if you turn up, that's 90% of the battle win, because all you've got to do is do like the last little 10% and actually do some work while you're there. We're fellow entrepreneurs, all of us, which are on this webinar. We're all entrepreneurial people. Again, it doesn't even matter if you're an employee sat within a business. You're still in that environment as well. You've just got to turn up and you can win. That thing, and it just takes time. But really appreciated for your comments there. Very much appreciated. Thank you. And of course, it'd be the same from Dave as well. Although I do suspect he's got quite a large hangover around there.
Yes, you were telling me yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures on Facebook. They're good. So happy days. Happy days. Now, I know this is rather ad hoc. Okay. Is there anybody else which is got a microphone set up? Okay. And we're going to answer those following 3 questions. How did your business start? What challenges have you had along the way? And what one tip? Now, I know that I'm asking that ad hoc. If you'd like to do that, just let me know in the chat box on the left. Okay. And we'll get you on right now. If you're up for it, we'll do it right now. Or if you'd like to be on next week as well with both myself and Dave, let us know. Just shoot me an email, Matt, M-E-T-T, at understandinge.com, and we'll do a quick Skype call just to make sure the microphone and headset's working all right, and we'll get you on next week. All right, so that cool beans. Okay, so I did say this morning was going to be rather quick, and again, it's another bank holiday after a bank holiday weekend. Well, the Tuesday after a bank holiday weekend, so I know you guys are going to be really, really busy. I've literally this morning, let me just go and open that up a second, okay, which is that I have been literally just finished this morning. I've been on it since 5 to 4 this morning. We've got the video recording of the webinar from Friday. That's now live. And if you asked a question in the webinar and I missed it, and I did miss quite a few, again, apologies, my screen was on full screen and Dave was doing his utmost to answer the questions ad hoc as they came in. I'm not kidding you, there are 200, let me just scroll down, 201 questions which I've been personally replied to. So if you did ask a question on Friday and I didn't answer it, or Dave didn't answer it, your name will be in that list and I will have answered back to you personally as well. Okay, so that's really just this morning's coffee morning. I know that you're going to be super busy from the weekend and you're going to have lots to do. And of course, Marco, thank you for sharing your story with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so let's call it a morning there. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Go and have a fantastic day. Remember, 90% of the battle is won by just turning up. You've just got to go and do it. You just dive in, okay? And we'll leave it there and have a fantastic Tuesday. Okay, so brilliant. We'll catch you soon. Cheerios.